I want to say this to the Metcalf parents. If I have said anything that hurt you, I ask for your forgiveness. Forgive me. I was in my feelings, I was in my emotions, and I was in my own ideology at that moment. And with that being said, I want to talk to the father, not the mother. When I look at this situation, the absence of the mother in front of the camera lets me know that's a grieving mother. And I want to tell you, Mr. Metcalf, I have no quarrels with you, sir. I initially agreed with you, as I do still agree with you. I did my best. I did my best. I heard you say it, and I made a call without hearing you say it. This is not about race. You have every right to be angry. And I'm telling black people, nobody have a right to be mad at you. You don't have a right to be mad at those parents. If we take us out of it and put those 2 kids back of it because we lost 2 children, we're arguing. We brought race into it. Black people introduced it. White people accepted it. From start to now, I've been trying to reject it. Why? It takes the focus off both children.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today. We got to talk about it, man. Black folks are sounding off, and they're letting it be known that, hey, we're not standing with the shenanigans. We're not standing, with the people that, feel like, oh, we need to just take out, everybody that disagrees with us. We're about law and order. And when someone cuts up and acts a fool and does something just diabolical as Karmelo Anthony did, they should suffer the consequences. And I've said this, and I'm going to continue to say it. I think the sentence was extremely lenient for what he did. 35 years for taking the life of a 17-year-old young man who had his entire life, ahead of him. The Metcalf family sentenced to a life sentence without their son. And yet you still have people out here caping for Karmelo Anthony like he's in the right. These people should be ashamed of themselves, but I am glad to be able to showcase people that are just like, you know what? Nah, it ain't about Karmelo Anthony. And Karmelo Anthony's parents should be ashamed of themselves. They should, but they're not. Jeff Metcalf said so much. I want you guys to check this clip out from a Newsmax interview. And I'm with Jeff Metcalf 1000% here. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel.
Take accountability. First of all, you've never said, the boy never, ever showed remorse. Never apologized. The Anthony family decided to kick me out of a press conference instead of, I was there to show the world we could come together. This is not a race issue.
No.
But what they do, they chose that path.
Yeah, they gave them their entire behinds to kiss. That's what they did.
Didn't choose it.
You guys are getting.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, you're getting threatened by supporters of the killer. I mean, what the hell is that? And what's your response to it?
Look, you're all responsible for 2 things in your whole life. You only control 2 things. That's it. It's your attitude and your actions. Outside of this little circle, nothing. You control nothing. It's all noise. So if someone chooses to be that way, that's a reflection of their character. Has nothing to do with me. Yeah. When I go to heaven, I feel that my faith and the way I have conducted myself to the best of my ability, I'm not perfect. No, I'm human. I have anger, rage, emotions.
Who's perfect?
And at the end of the day, I feel like I will get into heaven and sit beside Austin, and then I will have understanding. But for people to lower themselves and show the moral decay of society, to take a dead child and make memes and derogatory terms just because you're trying to defend someone who murdered him, I don't understand the concept. Or what are you teaching our future children? Because I'm only going to be here probably maybe 20, 30 more years.
Yeah.
But I'm more concerned about the future of our children. Those are our leaders. Those are the people that they're going to carry on after I'm gone. What does that future look like? What are we teaching them?
He's absolutely right, man. He's absolutely right. The behavior is abhorrent in reference to the defenders of Carmelo Anthony. I mean, you've had people, you know, even if it's not real, you know, it's AI generated photos or videos, you know, of people, you know, peeing on a gravesite and, you know, just saying some of the most vile and nasty things, you know, about other Americans. Let's just keep it a buck. These are other Americans. And it just shows the lack of compassion, the lack of contrition, the low vibrational character of a lot of these people that I refuse to say are my people. And I'm going to continue to say this on this channel. If you are, you know, a follower of Christ, I consider you my brother and my sister. Simple as that. If you are doing the will of the Father, I consider you my brother and sister. Other than that, no way. I don't want to be a part of it. I want no parts of it.
Saw this on the Twitter and I'm like, how is you cool? Are you dumb? That's my immediate thought was, are you dumb? This wasn't a mistake. He sat in a tent of a school he didn't even go to. He brought a weapon on school premises. He was told to leave multiple times. 21 people witnessed and testified that he agitated the entire situation. He provoked the entire situation. He was the aggressor. How was this a mistake? This wasn't a hand-to-hand fight and Austin fell back, hit his head and died. That's a mistake. He reached in his bag and stabbed that kid in the heart. How is that a mistake?
It's not.
How y'all raise your kids right? Because Carmelo Anthony is just one of millions of examples that I've seen on social media of how little black kids act like they have this sense of entitlement of taking up spaces that they do not belong in, walking around with no sense of accountability, responsibility, or consequences. He is being punished for the consequences of his actions. This wasn't a fight. This wasn't vandalism. This wasn't robbery. He took a child's life. And for y'all to sit there and talk about, oh, this is racism, this is white supremacy, and that's the problem. Our kids can't make a mistake. Wow. I'm going to end it on this because I can talk about how problematic the Black collective has become in regards to their inability to parent their children. You know, let's not we forget spring break. Let's not we forget graduation. Even in my own city of Richmond, where it's nothing but fights breaking out at high school graduations because y'all don't know how to parent your children. Y'all don't know how to raise your children to be productive members of society. They're walking around with this sense of entitlement. And then when they're finally held accountable and responsible and that they have to suffer the consequences of their actions, now y'all want to sit there and utilize race when race wasn't even a part of the equation. It wasn't even a factor in the equation. But you utilized race to exploit that child, to raise $500,000 in a GoFundMe. And instead of hiring a competent lawyer to sit there and say, based off of the evidence that's provided, based off of the 24 people that witnessed the entire incident, take a plea deal, plead guilty. So that way you can get a lesser sentence. But no, you want to sit there and make it into something that it wasn't.
She's absolutely right there, man. He received poor advice. And to be honest with you, at this point, his parents can't do nothing for him because, you know, he's in the Texas Department of Corrections at this point. He is a ward of the state at this point, but they're still grifting. They're still trying to make money off of the situation. And unfortunately, you have some ignorant people out there that will continue to give money to the Anthony family who has shown no contrition, no remorse, nothing. We hadn't heard a word from Carmelo Anthony in the sense of, hey, I apologize for the fact that this young man's life has been taken. Nothing, crickets from him. But yet they're looking for compassion. That's what I'm talking about, man. These people aren't my people, man. No.
To create so much for someone's dead son. Well, the sentence just came out. Carmelo Anthony was just sentenced to 35 years. And what fascinates me is not the sentence, folks. It's the reaction. A young man was stabbed to death A family buried their son, a jury heard the evidence, a conviction was returned, and a judge imposed a sentence. Yet somehow, much of the public conversation has become about defending the person who did the stabbing. If that had been your son laid out at the cemetery, would you still be rallying behind the person convicted of stabbing him? If your family had to sit through the trial, would you be cheering outside of the courthouse? If the races were reversed, would people react the same way? Those aren't accusations, folks. Those are questions. I have questions. I also got questions about the process. If over $500,000 was reportedly raised, who controlled the money? How much was actually spent on legal expenses? And why was a public defender involved? What are the actual rules for indigent representation? How did the jury selection occur? Were black jurors present in the juror pool? If they were, why did none ultimately serve? Those questions deserve answers. Can you answer me? There's actually one question I just cannot get past. When did the victim become invisible? Because he's gone. His family has a life sentence of grief. And yet, social media has turned this into another tribal contest where you pick a team, you pick a side before you even consider that someone's son was
Powerful. He's absolutely right. He is absolutely right.
It has really been bothering me, wondering why Charleston White walked away from Karmelo Anthony's family when he was really intent and adamant about helping him. So I went digging and I found why. Y'all, now I'm starting to feel bad for this little boy, because if your parents don't care for you in your greatest time that you need them the most, I don't know if y'all think this kid was raised. So what, you're in a two-parent home, don't mean you're in a happy two-parent home, don't mean both parents care about you. And they are really showing their true intentions right now when he is at his absolute lowest. Listen to Charleston White tell y'all why he walked away and why some of the top lawyers in this country will not touch this case. And it ain't got nothing to do with blackness. It ain't got nothing to do with his race. It's because his parents, they're messy.
Feel like I was being used for my influence and my connections and resources. When I tell you we raised over $1 million one day, privately, quietly. They wanted to start another GoFundMe. I said, no, I'm not doing the GoFundMe. They wanted to know, after we pay for the pill, will the money go to them? No. The extra money don't go back to you. It goes back to the people who gave it. It don't go to nothing else. The money is for the pill. So, going forward, I am no longer walking with nor associated or helping Karmelo Anthony. His daddy in the way. I don't like weak. I hate weak men. I'd rather stand with a strong daddy like that meth cap man than his black weak father trying to play victim. Now, nigga, your son's still living. Hug him, send him some books to read. I got the money, let's start to work on the pill. Anything else don't make sense. Myself, along with criminal defense mitigation specialist, Shannon Ross, along with attorney Mitch Nolte, we are removing ourselves. Mitch was never on the case, but Mitch said he's not taking the case. Mitch said he's not taking the case. Why? Too many hands involved. They're trying to bring too many black lawyers involved. We don't need blackness. We need righteousness. We need righteousness. We don't need blackness. So the daddy done rubbed me the wrong way. When I got an email from Mitch Nolte, one of the top attorneys, well, I didn't get the email. The email was forwarded to me. But if Mitch ain't in, and Mitch won't get in, and Mitch won't take it, it's something stinky about this. And I'm telling them, everybody believe you playing for the money, and I'm starting to believe you using me for it. You want to get the money, but then disassociate yourself from me?
With this information, I look at this whole everything totally different. I feel like, in my personal opinion, the parents told him not to take the deal. That he could have did 7 years, did 3.5 and would have been home. Why? Because the moment he signed that deal, any money in any of them fundraisers, well, in the Give, Send, Go, because the GoFundMe was indeed canceled in return, but the Give, Send, Go was not. And see, they knew that the black community and all the people who were supporting them emotionally wasn't going to do the research and distinguish that there was two separate fundraisers. That one did get canceled, but the other one didn't. They depended on wordplay and played wordplay games and tricked everybody. I believe they told him not to take that plea deal, because if he took that plea deal, then in turn that fundraiser would have been cut off at that moment, and any funds that weren't used would have been returned to whoever sent it to him. This is nothing but a money grab to them. I don't know who is advising this family, but whoever is advising this family do not have their little boy best interest in heart.
It was Dominic Alexander and the Next Generation Next Action Network, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, this was about the money. It's always been about the money. And it's a sad situation, because if he could have took a plea deal and got 7 years, oh man, he's sitting in a cell right now. You know, it's been a weekend and he is kicking the heck out of himself. And he's probably not liking his parents very much right now either, because they're like, man, I could have took a plea at 7 or 10 years, or maybe even they gave him the max at 20 and you're out in 10. And these folks gave me 35 for taking this thing to trial so these people could fatten their pockets. Daggone shame, man. Daggone shame. But at the same time, the jury is still very lenient with the 35 years. I'm thinking he should have got at least 50. 50, you're going to do 25. You took a life, bro.
Free Karmelo, Anthony, but I ain't gonna lie. Folks'
Why? Dude guilty.
parents let him down for. Folks' parents let him down for. Tell me why they doing all this for money, gang. This is what I be saying about certain black people, bro. Shit be so embarrassing and sad, gang. Because motherfuckers will really leave you in the dust for money, gang. For money, gang. Your own family, your own people, gang. They'll leave you in the dust because of money. But it's still free Karmelo Anthony for. Because he still ain't deserve to do that many years in jail. But y'all know what's really going on, gang.
Come on, man. Stop it, bro. It shouldn't be free. Dude took a life. And he shouldn't be free right now. The fact that he got a year reprieve before actually having to go to prison, he should be thanking the Lord and being, extremely appreciative of the fact that, hey, he got to chill for a year before he actually had to go to prison. Most people don't get that. Most people, they catch one of these charges and they sit in the county jail until this trial is over with.
Karmelo parents and the sorry ass defense team is why he lost in court today. If you don't already know,
No, he lost because he was guilty, man.
Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty, and it's his parents and the defense team's fault. Now, he had enough money raised to hire one of the best lawyers in the country, but his parents mishandled the funds. They wanted to vlog and floss and, spend the money on other things, and they told you that they spent all of his money, and y'all donated even more.
That just goes to show you the ignorance of some of these low vibrational individuals that decided to give people money that they didn't deserve for a case that was a loser from the beginning.
It's me about stuff like this is, now you pass over smaller families in the black community that ask for GoFundMe, donations to they're facing homelessness, they need a car, something like that. Y'all pass those up and tell them to pray about it. But Karmelo's parents spent his money. You donated more. I don't understand how y'all think, but it's not for me to understand whether you like it or not. He was found guilty, and that's the end of it. Austin's father, I think what really pushed it over is Austin's father not taking a completely right-wing agenda. He wasn't, pushing all the racist, pro-white things. He just said he's not racist. He doesn't want any of the pro-white people, trying to make it into a race issue. And he forgave him. So this white man who had a black man take his child away from him still held no malice in his heart. And I think that's what helped their case the most.
21 people got up there and said basically the same thing, that, hey, this dude came over here talking trash, starting ish, and, he antagonized this entire situation. And I'm at a point now where I truly believe that he went over there with the intent of wish somebody would act like they're going to put their hands on me because I got something for him. And he was ready to do this. He was ready to end it all right then and there. I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. In the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.